cause quite a buzz with his pitching and the power he can bring at the plate. Tonight, the Giants get their first look at Ohtani and the Angels. It's interleague baseball from Anaheim in Game 1 of the series, Giants-Angels, and it's coming up next. The road trip continues. We're in Anaheim as we get ready for interleague baseball. Tonight, it's Game 1 of a 3-game series between the Giants and the Angels. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants, they lost 2 out of 3 in Arizona. They want to get back on track, and I think they got some help offensively. In the lineup tonight, a guy that we've been reading about from all his great minor league stats this year is Mac Williamson.
Well, Mac Williamson is a combination of power and high average right now. He's doing everything right. Now, this isn't just a hot streak. He's been doing this since the first day of spring training. So this has been about a 7-week period where he changed his swing and he's been able to apply it. So they hope that he can come in and give this lineup some energy and help Jeff Samardzija. And Jeff Samardzija will be making his debut this year. He heated up, had a little tendonitis in his shoulder. They calmed it down. So tonight he'll be on the hill making start number 1. And realistically, they look to get, if they get 5 innings out of him and he gives them the lead after 5, they'll be very happy with that.
Our first look at Shohei Ohtani. You looking forward to this?
Well, I really am. Shohei Ohtani is really taking the baseball world by storm. He comes into tonight's ball game as the designated hitter, hitting .324 with 3 homers, 11 RBIs, and he's a great pitcher. So, a true double threat, and tonight we get to see him with the bat in his hands.
All right, it's going to be fun. And this is the best of interleague when you get to see players like Ohtani. All right, when we come back, we will have the lineups in the first pitch right after this. As we get ready for interleague action, as the Giants and Angels will go at it in a 3-game series starting out on this Friday night. See Mike Scioscia and Bruce Bochy, a couple of old catchers right there comparing notes. and a couple of good catchers. And those two played against each other. Socha with the Dodgers, Bochy with the Astros, Mets, and of course his San Diego Padre days. I'm sure they got a little history, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely, they have history. And they've also got some sore hips and knees from being in the squat most of their life.
Absolutely.
It's kind of fun to watch an old catcher move around.
Plus, Joe West looks like an old catcher. Kind of looks like an old everything.
Well, that's because he is an old everything. Joe West, the elder statesman of the umpire world. He broke in 1977. How do I know that? Because that's the year that I broke in.
Well, yeah, but you're not old. That's the thing.
Yeah, but he's still going strong.
Yeah, he's old. You're not. That's the bottom line to this whole thing.
He'll be behind the plate tomorrow. He'll be at first base tonight. Cowboy Joe West.
All right, let's take a look at Bruce Bochy's lineup, which obviously has the DH. It'll be Jackson, Panik, and McCutchen will be the DH tonight, followed by Posey, Longoria, and then Nick Hundley. Buster will be at first. Mac Williamson gets the start, his first of the year, as he recalled from Sacramento. Gorky Hernandez and Kelby Tomlinson will round out the Giants lineup.
On the hill tonight for the Angels will be the left-hander Andrew Heaney. Heaney, 6'2", 195-pounder. He is 26 years of age and a 3-year veteran. Just getting off the disabled list, really, this is just the second start that he's had. When you take your at-bats against him, you're going to see a fastball that's pretty healthy. It can go low to mid-90s. He's also got a slider and a changeup, but when you're up there, you're thinking fastball, slider for the most part. As I mentioned, he can get in the mid-90s with the left-handed fastball. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Heaney for the Angels tonight, starting their outfield from left to right. It'll be Upton, Trout, and Calhoun. Really good arms on the corners with Upton and Calhoun, the Gold Glover. Simmons and Valbuena will be on the left side of the infield. Kinsler and Pujols on the right side. And Martin Maldonado, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. And Maldonado has one of the better catcher's arms in the American League West. He's got a cannon.
And we'll get to see this great player for 3 straight days, and that's always a treat. The Angels, by the way, come into this game. They were rolling along with a 13-3 record, and then the Red Sox came into town and just smoked them. But they still lead the American League West. The Giants, on the other hand, are 2-5 on this road trip, so they'd like to get a streak going by playing well starting tonight. Here's Austin Jackson, and the first pitch of the ball game is a called strike. So we get started at 7:08. Jackson hitting .213 with 2 runs batted in. And we got in a piece. It's 0-2.
It's just a nice, easy 3-quarter delivery. One thing that Heaney does well is pitch high with the fastball. It's got a little extra second stage movement up around the letters.
And that's how this game gets started, with a strikeout. Struck out 7 in 5 innings in his only other start. So here's Panik. Joe hitting at .290 with 3 home runs. He's got 4 runs batted in. Did most of his home run and RBI numbers the first week of the season. He takes wide. By the way, Mark Ripperger is the home plate umpire. West, Eddings, and Foster from first to third.
Ripperger, low ball guy, not big corners, but he's a good breaking ball umpire. He hangs in there well with breaking balls.
There's a called strike.
And you'll get those all night long from Ripperger.
Only Jackson and Hundley have any history against Andrew Heaney. Chopped up the middle. Kinsler on the backhand. He swings it to first. 2 outs. And here's McCutchen. McCutchen gets to be the designated hitter tonight. He's at 211, a couple of home runs, 8 driven in. And he takes a pitch just high. 1 ball and no strikes.
You watch Heaney's delivery, and it's really relaxed, not an overthrow at all. It's the kind of arm action that if you're in that batter's box, that fastball will get on you. It's sneaky.
I just saw that kid in San Diego was like that, the Casey kid.
You've got some deception in your delivery. It's so important.
And a strike.
Yeah, right now, Heaney looks like he's just playing catch. In the backyard with his dad.
Working quickly. Tap to third. Valbuena kicks it. So McCutchen's going to be aboard. There'll be an error.
Well, Valbuena knew that he had to hurry. The ball was going to take a hop before he got to it. You just have to kind of gauge as to where it's going to be. But he knew the exchange had to be quick because of McCutchen's speed. He hits him high on the web of his glove. He just can't get a grip.
Here's Buster Posey at 288. A couple of home runs, 8 driven in. And he shoots this one foul.
Posey standing there on the sidelines watching Heaney throw, and all the fastball that he's throwing up there, he was laying for it. Get ready. I mean, you know a guy's going to get predictable to his speed. Gear up for it. Look away. Great night to hit. There's not a whole lot of wind, if any. Flags are blowing straight down.
In tight. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Ron Wotus giving a sign or two to Buster Posey. McCutchen's got 3 steals on the year. And he hadn't been caught. So running a little bit more than what we thought.
Well, if McCutchen's gonna steal, he's gonna have to earn his jump because Heaney's not gonna help him. He's quick. That last unload time, very quick. Kirk Reeder-like. Right around a second.
Heaney now ready. Buster wraps one into right, and it's going to be caught by Calhoun, and that's going to end the inning. Nice play by Calhoun. Samardzija coming out. Angels coming up, and we'll take a look at Mike Scioscia's lineup. It'll be Kinsler to lead things off, followed by Trout, Upton, and then Albert Pujols, who needs 10 hits for 3,000, followed by Valbuena, and then Ohtani. Let's see what Ohtani's done this year against righties. Simmons, Calhoun, and then the catcher, Martin Maldonado.
On the hill tonight for the Giants, making his 2018 debut, will be Jeff Samardzija, the 6'5", 240-pound, 33-year-old. He's in his 9th year at the big league level. This is what he did last year. Led the National League in the innings pitched with 207, 205 strikeouts against 32 walks. When he's right, you're going to see a fastball that could go low to high 90s. I mean, he can run it up there. He'll give you 2 types of movement with the fastball. He can throw you a slider, a curveball, split, circle change. He'll mix it up.
So here's Kinsler, and he takes a pitch outside for a ball. Kinsler off to a good start, 348, a home run, 2 runs driven in.
Asked Bruce Bochy, what would you like out of Samardzija tonight? He said 5 innings. You know, he's not strong like you would normally expect a pitcher to be coming out of spring training. He didn't have that kind of time once he got put on the DL. So 75, 80 pitches tonight, that would be reasonable to expect.
Kinsler has 5 hits and 18 at-bats in his career against Samardzija. That's this one foul. It's 2-2.
I'll tell you one thing about Kinsler. I mean, he is so quick middle in. If you're going to go in, I mean, you've got to get it in there. I mean, that ball right around 90, 91 miles per hour, but it had movement coming in on his hands, and it was above the hands. He just spinned on it.
And the 2-2 is in the dirt. It's 3-2. Obviously, the Giants saw a lot of Kinsler in the 2010 World Series. Foul again. Hard to get in tight on Kinsler.
Really is. He's always been quick on that side of the plate. He's a good hitter. Good hitters, you have to mix your movement, your velocity, your location. You got to mix it up. You can't get predictable.
And this pop-up is out of play behind home plate.
Let's take a look at the Giants defensively. Starting in their outfield from left to right, it'll be Williamson, Jackson, and Hernandez. Good arms on the corner, with the best arm in the outfield with Williamson. Tomlinson, Longoria on the left side, Panic and Posey on the right side. Nick Hundley, he'll be in the squad putting down the signs.
Jackson to the track and in front of the wall, 1 out. Yeah, this was a conversation that Bruce Bochy was having with the crew chief, and our guys in the truck probably have the right guess, and that's, it looked like Joe West was pointing at the phone, so it may be that there's a phone issue. So what happens is if the Giants phone doesn't work, then you got to unhook the Angels phone. But since 2002, I don't trust anything that the Angels do. Not one thing.
Yeah, well, don't bring up 2002. Still painful to think
I'm
about.
over it.
Kind of.
Swinging a foul. Trout fouls it back. 0-2.
But you used to only have really one phone you're worried about, and that was the phone of the bullpen, but not now. With replay, I mean, you've got to have access, and I mean quick access to your clubhouse where the replay guys are sitting there looking at a play.
Takes outside. He's faced Samardzija 12 times. He's 4 for 12.
Very short, compact swing. Many will argue the best player in the game. He'll give a good argument if you look at his stats.
Popped out of play.
Trout hitting just at 270. By his standards, that's low, but with 6 home runs and 13 RBIs, still productive.
Got him.
Curveball, and he saved it for a 2-strike surprise. So Samardzija gets his first strikeout of the 2018 season, and it's Mike Trout. Big, slow curveball had Trout reaching. And it really is the only off-speed pitch you saw the entire at bat.
Here's Upton. Upton's still a young guy, but it seems like the Giants have been facing him for the last 25 years.
At least.
That pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Upton just a baby with the D-backs, and then bounced around since then. Always has taken a healthy cut. Always.
Well, he has been with other teams and has indeed bounced around a bit, but he's been very productive wherever he's gone. Lots of power. All over the field power.
Hit out to Gorkis Hernandez in the tough sky right now, and he puts it away in a 1-2-3 inning for the Sharks. Longoria, Hundley, Williamson coming up. '23rd through the 25th. The dynamic deal offer that's available for this series starts as low as $8. So visit sfgiants.com/dynamic deals to take advantage of these $8 offers. Here's Longoria with a 0-0 ball game. Longoria, Hundley, and Williamson. Second inning. John Miller on assignment. Dave Fleming will be in here. Innings 4, 5, and 6. Swing and a foul tip. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
That's big time movement coming across the plate from Heaney. can happen. You're throwing a four-seam fastball, all of a sudden you kind of get off to the side of the ball and it'll have a natural cut. That thing just sailed.
There's a strike at the knees.
So inside, outside, a lot of fastballs his first time through the lineup for Heaney.
Ball back.
Good swing from Longoria. You look at a little hand hitch that Heaney has when he gets gathered. Just a timing mechanism where he kind of cocks his wrist, his glove hand, with his leg up high.
Got him.
So the first curveball that Longoria saw, and it gets him.
And I think Joe West was talking in New York. Let him know that there was something of an issue with the phone in the Giants dugout.
He is not afraid to laugh.
Here's Hundley. Hundley 0 for 3 lifetime against Heaney, and he hits a high drive to right. Trout back, looking up, out of here. And it's 1-0 Giants. Oh, we got some Giants fans here.
Watch Nick Hundley do this a lot down in spring training. Flip balls out to right field. The hot part of this yard is to right field. It's got carry. He just took advantage of it. Looked to me like he was thinking right field the whole at bat. Backspins it, and he knew it. That's a strong top hand right there.
Here's Mac Williamson, and he hooks the first pitch foul.
So Mac Williamson, really a great story.
Yeah, look what happens. He arrives and Hundley gets pitches to hit.
Well, those are the numbers. 487, 6 home runs, 16 RBIs, and they said it was even better than that. His outs were hard too.
And he's choking up a little bit.
He completely rebuilt his swing this offseason. He used to have a very long, flat swing. I wouldn't say long, but he was flat. When he hit the ball, he hit it hard on the line or on the ground. Now he's got a little elevation. Changed the launch angle. And as big and as strong as he is, once he gets the ball airborne, well, he's been having a great 7 weeks. It hasn't been just a little hot streak. It's been the whole 7 weeks since the whole baseball season began.
And a foul back. A healthy rip. It's 2-2.
Saw those numbers in Sacramento.
Got him. 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Here's Gorky Hernandez.
He had only struck out 5 times in Pacific Coast League this year.
Beautiful scoreboards here at this ballpark. I think they're new. Yeah, they've done a nice job cleaning up this place. It's great sight lines. Hernandez takes a curveball for a strike. 316, a home run. With Kelby Tomlinson to follow. And a bit off the plate. I'm into the really large balls and strikes.
Yeah, especially early in the game.
But they're, I mean,
Oh, you talking about on the board?
on the board, and they're just not very big here. 1 and 2.
Yeah, I can't even find them. Oh, yeah, I see them. Yeah, they're all right. It's always a challenge when you get to a new ballpark trying to find out where everything is.
It is. And the pitch is down low on the appeal. No swing.
So you got to find the balls and strikes. Then you've got to find
Pitch speed.
the pitch speed.
Mound visits.
Yeah, mound visits is a new one. And pitch count.
Tapped. Foul. Right as we look over the center field wall and then over the rocks is the Honda Center. And I'm thinking that's where the Sharks played Anaheim, correct?
That's where the Ducks are. That's the pond. And Fullerton State just up the street. Disneyland close by. I mean, there's a lot of landmarks here within 3 miles of us.
Here's the payoff. And Heaney strikes out the side, but in the midst of that, Hundley hits his first home run of the year. And it heads out to right center field, and it's bye-bye, baby. Here it's 1-0 Giants.
Doing the 360 to take one away from Paul Goldschmidt, and then the play of the night was a barehander that he had to use to come in to get Devin Marrero. 2 brilliant plays from the 3-time Gold Glover, and that's our Audi control play. Visit a Bay Area Audi dealer today and get behind the wheel of an Audi, the model you've always wanted.
Pujols on the ground to Longoria. And that's a 1-pitch, 1 out.
We didn't even get a chance to talk about Albert Pujols sitting on 2,990 hits. What a remarkable player he has been. And he will be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yes, he will. Here's Valbuena. There's the number of hits Mike's talking about. Valbuena's got some power. 3 home runs, 8 driven in, hitting .279. Overshift is on for Valbuena. Longoria, the lonely, he is the lonely defender. There's Ohtani on deck. .3-0.
Valbuena's been around. I mean, he's 32 years old. He's got 8 years at the big league level. Came up with Seattle, went to Cleveland, and with the Cubs, Astros, and now here with the Angels.
And the shark pours in a strike. Three and two. There's a healthy rip.
Anything at any time. Samardzija first got to the big leagues with the Cubs, and he was a two-pitch guy. Threw hard. Lots of stuff, lots of high velocity movement. And over the years, he's picked up about 5 or 6 different pitches.
And a foul back is Samardzija. Threw that one at 93.
Well, he's a guy that'll build his fastball velocity. It's pretty commonplace to see him start off a game around 91, 93, and by the end of the game, he could be up around 96, 97.
Got him. Threw him a hanger.
Buena tried to hold up.
So here's our first look at Shohei Ohtani.
Well, he has been a sensation. A true two-way threat on the mound and in the batter's box.
And really the remarkable thing about Ohtani is you look at him, you see his size, and he's very fast.
He's 6'4", 200 pounds. Strong-legged. Look at him.
I think he decided that spring training he was just going to trick everybody.
Well, we saw him and we kind of went, okay, project.
Good AAA player.
Yeah. Well, it was not a very good scatter
turned
report.
It on. Foul.
Not by much. Joe West very casually let everybody know that it was foul. Looked like it was on the line to us.
Yeah.
Ohtani as a pitcher, he was 42 and 15 with a 2.52 ERA. Now those are good credentials. As a hitter, he had 286.
And a base hit over Cannon. As he waited nicely.
That wasn't a hanger either. He went down and looked like a split.
First hit, first base runner for the Angels. Here's Andrelton Simmons.
Not a lot of lower body. Very quiet front foot. Just lets his hands basically protect. Think it back up the middle. That's a disciplined at bat. Impressive.
Simmons, great defender. His average over 300 at 306. Ohtani does not have a steal. And this pop-up is just to our right as it falls short of our press box. It's no balls and 1 strike.
Actually saw that one. So the lights are starting to take effect here as we are leaving dusk.
See the mound visits. It's right below us. And that'll end the inning on the line drive to Longoria. For the Giants, it'll be Tomlinson and then the top of the order coming up.
Giants return home next Monday, and they start a 3-game stand against the Nationals. And next weekend, rival Dodgers come at AT&T for a big series. And take note, the Saturday doubleheader start times are 1:05 and 7:05, and the Sunday game is now a 2:05 start time. That changed today. The California Realtors home schedule is brought to you by the California Association of Realtors. Visit championsofhome.com.
Tomlinson swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Tomlinson hitting .217. Hundley's home run, 1-0 Giants. Just inside to even the count.
I think the one thing that has impressed these Giants hitters the first time to the lineup is how Heaney's fastball gets on you. Because you don't see that back leg timed with many of these Giants hitters the first time they've seen him.
Out of play.
And a lot of those late swings.
Down low. You don't think teams have watched the Giants and how they've done against lefties and how lefties at the beginning of the season have pitched the Giants? Of course.
Well, this is a different kind of lefty than they've seen all year. Heaney's a guy he's a fastball guy. Most of the lefties the Giants have seen have been curveball guys. I mean, they've had pretty good fastballs, but you're seeing some of the best curveballs from left-handers in all the National League. Kershaw, Hill, Woods.
There's a walk.
Well, need help with a consumer problem? Contact NBC Bay Area Responds or Telemundo 48 Responde. They've recovered more than $1.5 million for Bay Area consumers. Call 1-888-996-TIPS or visit NBCBayArea.com/responds. Whether in English or Spanish, they will respond to every call and every email. Go to NBC Bay Area. We investigate.
Here's Jackson, who struck out in the first. Slowly hit. That's 1 and 2. I didn't think they had any chance to turn in a double play.
I didn't either. Now, Andrelton Simmons has an outstanding arm. I mean, he's a guy who is one of the premier shortstops in all of baseball. When you come down here, we were hearing how they felt that he was the best shortstop in the game. We said we beg to differ, that we liked our guy. So it's really going to be a weekend of watching two great shortstops play. And that was a good play.
Here's Panic. Panic takes a strike. Panic rolled out to second, hit a ball near second base that Kinsler moved to his right and made the play.
We had the same little argument with the Angel announcers that we had with the Braves announcers when Simmons was playing with Atlanta.
Hit foul. So 1 and 2 to Panic. And this is caught in the air by Simmons to end the inning. It'll be Calhoun, Maldonado, and Kinsler coming up. Giants as Cole Calhoun's going to lead things off, then Martin Maldonado, and then Ian Kinsler.
Calhoun from Arizona went to Arizona State.
Breaks his bat. Panic puts it away. Our play is brought to you by California Great America. The revolutionary new Railblazer opens this spring at California's Great America. Visit calgreatamerica.com. And this is all about Brandon Belt. And Belt Wednesday, a home run off of Boxberger, and then one off of Zach Greinke. The one off of Boxberger won the game. The one off of Greinke wasn't enough. Visit cagreatamerica.com. Here's Maldonado, who takes a strike. Skies one down the left field line. Mac Williamson. 2 outs. Mentioned that John Miller is on assignment. There's Dave Fleming, all dressed out like he's a politician. He'll come in for innings 4, 5, and 6. He could have been a politician, and he still might be.
Well, yeah, you're right. He still might be.
Raised in the Washington, D.C. area, he's all over it. Here's Kinsler. Kinsler takes a pitch inside, 1-0. Hit a fly ball to deep center field. That was caught. 2-0.
It's tough to get Kinsler to chase. He's got a good disciplined idea of the strike zone. He makes you work.
He is making it work. It's 3-0.
Is if Kinsler gets 4 at bats, he's usually going to square up at least a couple of them. He may not always get hits, but he's going to square a couple up, maybe sometimes 4. I mean, he's just that good of a hitter.
Maybe a thank you very much. It's 3-1.
I have no problem with an umpire expanding a little bit at 3-0 counts.
Overshift is on. Panic is to the left side of second base. And the walk. And the first one issued by Samardzija.
Well, he's stingy with his walks. Talked about the totals last year for Samardzija. Strikeout walk ratio was remarkable. He had 205 strikeouts, he walked 32, so a walk's a big deal for Samardzija.
Trout struck out in the first. Waves at the first pitch and misses. Trout goes, all right, I'll give you that one. So a lot of Trout in the wintertime when the Steelers or the Eagles started to head to the Super Bowl. Or the Eagles.
The Eagles. Trout from the Philadelphia area. You know, I just think it's always cool when a star from another sport openly roots for another sport.
Yeah, openly.
I mean, he had on the Eagles jacket. I mean, he was into it.
You know, he had pads on, I thought.
No, those are just his shoulders.
Oh.
He has the same pads on tonight.
Kindler's got 2 steals. And another quick toss. Bottom of the third with 2 outs. Kinsler goes up the middle, panic dives, it caroms away from Tomlinson. Everybody's aboard, and moving over to third is Kinsler.
Well, that was almost the play of the week right there. Joe Panic was coming over to the base in anticipation of being able to cover with Kinsler breaking on a steal, and his momentum took him right in the play, and he almost pulls it off. If he has a shortstop's glove, he probably does catch it. But remember, the second baseman's glove, it's the smallest one on the field.
So credit Trout with a base hit. And the hitter will be Upton, who hit a fly ball to Gorkis Hernandez to end the first inning. Runner goes, swinging a big chopper foul.
I think he steals that one without throw. Trout had a very, very good jump. That's still a big 90 feet. If you could steal it, it puts him into scoring position. But, you know, it's a margin with 2 outs. I mean, he's concentrating on that guy in the box.
Out of play, nothing in 2.
One thing about broadcasting a game here in Anaheim is that you're in foul ball territory. A lot of foul balls come up in the press box here.
We got you covered. Best from the old part, Cincinnati.
Yeah, in the National League.
Trout goes again, swing and a miss, inning over. Dave Fleming will be in. He'll be in 4, 5, and 6. I'll see you back here in the 7th. It's 1-0 Giants.
To introduce my friend and fellow broadcaster, Dave Fleming. Welcome.
Hi, Mike. Good to be with you here tonight in Anaheim.
Yeah, we got a good night for it, didn't we?
Beautiful night. Great broadcast booth. I saw you waving from the booth.
Yeah, these are good. I like them.
It's a really good spot to watch a game. We got all the star power with the Angels on the field. All of a sudden, the Angels feel like one of the most fun teams in the American League.
Well, they've got some stars, like you say.
So do the Giants, and Andrew McCutchen is one of them. Giants with the 1-0 lead on a Nick Hundley home run. Anyway, it feels like a fun interleague series to be here for the weekend. Andrew Heaney, 1-1 to McCutchen, who reached on an error. You see Nick Hundley, he's responsible for the Giants' run, his first home run of the year. 1-2.
It's been one of the few change-ups that he's featured tonight. For the most part, it's been a lot of fastballs from Heaney, some breaking balls, and now he's starting to work this changeup in this time through the lineup.
Strike 3 swinging.
Oh, and it just makes that fastball look even better. As it is, it's sneaky fast. Giants have just not been able to get it timed.
And I do think you and I will see this strike 3 pitch again. We've talked a lot about how many curveballs and sliders the Giants have seen, but Bruce Bochy was telling us also that the Giants are going to see some of those fastballs because they have struggled at times against the fastball. And I think for Bochy, one step forward for this offense would be, okay, you get a fastball out over the plate, let's get the barrel of the bat on it. Posey did that his first time up. He got robbed. Great catch by Cole Calhoun. Here's strike 1.
Mixing that first pitch up the second time through. Change-ups, breaking balls. Well, they need to just find a rhythm.
Posey kind of lunged for that one. Heaney knocks it down. 2 down.
And the thing about offense is that when you're not hitting, it just seems like you can't. There's no key that will unlock the tightness your team has, and that's how this team feels when you're around them. They feel tight. But when you start hitting, and the line drives start getting loud, and you string a couple of walks, and you piece it together, all of a sudden it just seems easy to score. They're still looking for that key.
Longoria, who was not happy with the strike zone. He got called out on strikes his first time up, takes a ball. Two 2-0. A guy who grew up here in Southern California, Evan Longoria, went to college here. And over his American League careers, played a lot of games here at Angel Stadium. Strike 1.
I asked him what his pass list tonight was, and he goes, just 6. He says, I learned to control it a long time ago. You have to remind yourself, he's been in this league 10 years.
It's that one foul, back out of play.
And tickets are no longer free for players. I mean, they get access to 4 family seats and 2 friends tickets, but they have to pay about 35–40% of each ticket due to taxes.
Struck him out swinging. So the Giants go quietly in the 4th inning. We'll go to the bottom half. Samardzija back to the mound. 1-0 Giants lead. Brought to you by Toyota. Toyota lets go places. The Giants starting pitching by the numbers in Arizona, a place where typically the Giants have not had a ton of pitching success over the years. And the starting pitching was great. Cueto, Stratton, Ty Block. Each went at least 6 innings. Nobody gave up more than a couple earned runs. Cueto in particular was just spectacular. And it was a real positive that Bruce Bochy and the Giants took out of their series in Arizona, even though they dropped 2 out of 3. Starting pitching was excellent. One thing it also did, Samardzija bounces a curveball to Albert Pujols here in the 4th inning. It gives the Giants a little more bullpen leeway tonight because the bullpen came out of Phoenix very fresh, in good shape. When you're starting a guy making his debut coming off the DL who is on a pitch limit, Samardzija's not going to go much beyond, what, 80, 85 pitches, something like that?
Yeah, around 80. I asked Bruce Bochy what he would like to get out of him. He said 5 innings would be fine. I mean, he's basically going to be building his arm strength up in regular starts during the season.
1-0 Giants have the lead. Pujols takes a ball.
You know, and in a way, it can actually make you a little more aggressive because you don't have a lot of bullets. They're not going to let him get into a lot of stress innings, deep innings, and they're going to protect him. So that makes you get a bit more aggressive because you want to stay out there.
You got Pujols to chase the high fastball, 2-2.
I mean, you want to qualify for a win. I mean, it's always the goalie when you go out there as a starting pitcher. You have to throw 5 innings to do that. But they're going to watch him closely. They'll do the same thing with Bumgarner when he starts coming back.
2-2 on the ground with the defense playing Pujols perfectly. It's Panic who throws him out, 1 away. Albert's 0 for 2. Still 10 hits shy of 3,000.
Well, yeah, I mean, and plus of those 2,990 hits, 617, I think, are home runs.
Yeah. Very few in the game with that combination. 3,000 hits, 600 home runs. Here's Luis Valbuena. Giant shift against Valbuena on the infield. Samardzija tried that curveball, missed high. That was pitch number 50. Valbuena way up there. Not that deep, though. It's Gorkis Hernandez in right field tonight. 2 down.
Ohtani has been the talk of not just Anaheim, but all of baseball. And this is one when he went to the left side of center field and hit it 449 feet. He has been spectacular both on the mound and in the batter's box. And he's just quite honestly captured the imagination of every ball player and every baseball playing fan.
I mean, even Madison Bumgarner was talking the other day about how he was skeptical, might be too strong a word. He wasn't doubting the talent of Ohtani, just how hard it is. Bumgarner is a good hitting pitcher. Wondering how you going to do this. How can you do both at the same time? So far, he's doing both.
Well, I think it works in the American League. I don't think there's really a plan that is realistic for him to be a National League guy, to do both.
It's this one to left center field. Really just a pop-up. Who's going to take it? It'll be Mac Williamson for the catch. And Mac's going to come up in the 5th inning along with the home run hitter Nick Hundley. 1-0 Giants through 4.
Bay Area unite with the Warriors Night, presented by Pete's Coffee. Actually, it's a week from Monday. Your special event package will include a game ticket to see the Giants take on the Padres and a Giants-Warriors reversible scarf. I want to get that, I want to get that, I want to get that. And go to sfgiants.com/special events to check it out.
You got to get the special event ticket to get the scarf. That's my addition to your promo.
It needs to be said.
Here's Nick Hundley, who blasted a home run. Very impressive swing on the first pitch he saw from Heaney, his first time up. He takes ball one here. He hit that 400 feet to the opposite field.
We were talking about that. We saw him do that a lot all spring. And in this ballpark, that's a good thing because there's carry to right field.
This was his first at bat back in the second inning.
Yeah, Heaney came with a fastball in the outside corner, and he was right there to cherry pick. Catches it, backspins it.
Up over that higher wall, which until this year you had to hit it over that wall to get a home run. He takes a strike. It's 2-1. This year the 8-foot wall goes all the way across in right field. The Angels were telling us before the game they've already counted 5 home runs that would not have been last year that have been this year. But Hundley's would have been a home run this year, last year, any year.
Well, teams want more home runs. They want offense.
It's a 10-foot difference out there. Pretty significant difference.
You really can't feel the height of that wall until you stand next to it and look up.
That's ball 4.
But in a ballpark where there's lots of carry to that side, it really, I thought it was a fair right field.
5. We're talking about the Angels have not. It's not like they've played a ton of home games. What is this? Their 10th home game. So in 9 home games, there have been 5 home runs that they've counted that would not have been home runs last year. That's a pretty big number.
It is.
So it has changed the way that this ballpark is playing. Here's Mac Williamson, who struck out his first time up. I thought had some pretty good cuts against Heaney. His first major league game of the year. It's 1-0.
Starts with his hands lower, but the big change in his swing was the bat path that he has. It's got some arc, it's got some lift, some launch angle, and no longer does he have a flat swing like we saw him have when he got to the big leagues for the first time.
It was a busy day. Samardzija activated off the DL. Derek Law sent back down to AAA. Pence goes on the DL with that nagging thumb problem. Remember he made the dive on opening day in San Francisco to try to make a catch and kind of jammed his thumb. So Hunter's on the DL, and Mac is back with the new look and the new swing and the huge numbers at AAA to back it up. Good take. It's 2-1. And that's what I'm sure you guys already talked about it, but that's what Bochy was saying to us, to everybody, is look, he had a big spring and the Giants told him, go down and prove to us that you belong here. You opened up eyes. We're impressed. Go do it and you'll be back here soon. And here he is.
Well, he proved it in a large way, hitting 487 down in Sacramento.
Worked himself into a good hitter's count here.
And you don't hit 487 if you don't have a pretty good idea of the strike zone. Giving yourself good pitches to hit. But what this guy does, I think, is so impressive is he kills the low pitch for a big man. You can make a nasty pitch on the outside corner at the knees, and he can take you deep to center field. He's got that kind of power.
3-1. He hits that one to deep right center field. Forget about it. Mac Williamson gone. Wow. And that's exactly what he just did. That was impressive. There's your new swing. There's your new player. He's a different guy.
Totally different guy. Reinvented himself in spring. really, he had to do something spectacular in spring to get the second chance. And the story you told about the Giants telling him, go down there and prove it to us again when it counts. And boy, did he ever. And tonight in his second at bat, he takes a good pitch and he rides it out of here in an impressive way to right center.
That was not a fat pitch, and he just crushed that thing. I mean, that's deep right center field up over the 18-foot high wall.
With no intention to pull it. Gets himself square, and there's the little lift in his swing, and that thing he knew immediately was out of here.
Gorkis Hernandez bunts it. Good bunt. Valbuena, bare hand, throw, not in time. That's a bunt hit for Gorkis Hernandez. Giants with the 3-0 lead. It's still nobody out. And a nice play by Gorkis as we continue to buzz about this.
Get that front foot down and just look at the power coming through the hips all the way through the bat head. And when you can do this the opposite way, I mean, he'll do some things that will amaze you just with the strength of his at bat, and that's an example of what he can do. He can make the right side of the field look small.
And I think all of the mechanical changes, all of the swing changes were designed to make sure that strength that you're talking about actually plays in games. Tomlinson bunts. Pujols, nobody there. And Tomlinson's off and running. The throw is too late. Giants with the little game after the big fly are in business. Second and third, nobody out. How about that? I don't think anybody expected to see back-to-back bunts.
That's why it's a good play, because I don't think the Angels were expecting it either. I like the bunt from Gorkis Hernandez after the home run. It's a good time to do it, but here, back-to-back bunts, and Pujols, who is a Gold Glover, I mean, he just throws a balloon out there hoping that Kinsler can run underneath it, and there's nobody home. And the speed of Tomlinson takes advantage of the mistake. So an error goes to Pujols, but indeed Tomlinson gets the hit. So Martin Maldonado is going to go out and use up a mound visit to try and calm the waters for Heaney.
It's an amazing sequence. A 434-foot home run to the opposite field from Mac Williams. One of the most impressive swings to right center field that you'll see. Impressive displays of pure raw power, and then 2 bunt hits after that.
it's baseball.
That's great. Now, this is a big at bat for Austin Jackson. Infield in. Giants have a chance to open this game up. They lead 3-0. Jackson's 0 for 2 and just has not looked comfortable. I think he went around. That's a swing, strike one.
You know, when you talk about a pitcher that has second stage movement on the fastball, it's movement you see out of his hand, but it actually gives the appearance that it jumps at you right as it gets to the strike zone, and that's what Heaney's fastball does, and that is what has been so effective against Jackson. He's not comfortable with it. He's broke his swing down a couple times on fastballs across the letters.
One and one to Austin Jackson. You want the StatCast note of the night?
Yep.
Okay, so it's 114 off the bat of Mac Williamson, which is huge.
Well, the opposite way, 114.
114 to right center field. Gorkis Hernandez, 27. I'm cheating, but still makes me laugh. 1-1. Ball 2.
Well, there you have it. 434 feet to right center. The
wow.
Exit velocity. Loud. When you're going 114 the opposite way, you've got strength. You'll see ground balls and line drives hit 114, but balls that leave the ballpark?
Not a lot of them. You're right. Jackson to right center field, sinking fast. It's going to get down. Good read by Tomlinson, but he's going to get the stop sign as Trout got to it quickly. And with nobody out, Ron Wotus wants to be conservative. Hernandez has scored. Tomlinson stops at third. Still nobody out. 4-0 Giants.
Well, Ron Wotus was talking about the respect he has for the arms in this Angel outfield. Now, Trout's got probably the worst arm, and it's a good arm, and it's a quick release, and it's an accurate arm, and he gets assists. The guys on the corners have really above average arms, Upton and Calhoun. So with nobody out, Tomlinson had to stutter step, make sure that ball was going to drop at second. And with nobody out, and the part of the lineup coming up that you figure you're going to have another opportunity to score, he didn't want to risk losing an out. And I think by the judging quality of that throw, it was a good decision.
So now panic. All of it plays into it, right? It's the spot in the lineup, the fact that you got no outs, you got a pitcher who's on the ropes. Because even with that stutter step, Tomlinson read it pretty well. That was good base running by Kelby. 3 runs across. Giants lead 4-0. Maldonado giving some defensive signs. You have speed on the bases here. You at least could think about. I would think the Giants wouldn't want to get too cute the way they're swinging it here, but you could think about a running play.
And Maldonado has one of the best arms in the American League.
Cannon. Valbuena creeping in at third for Panic, who is 0 for 2. Joe hits a pop-up. That's not going to be deep enough. Simmons called off by Upton. 1 away.
Joe Panic prides himself in that situation. I mean, he's a good hitter to get the fly ball deep enough to get the runner in, so he's not going to be happy with that effort and that wasted RBI opportunity.
It's a huge first down. Now, if McCutchen hits it on the ground, at least the Angels can attempt to turn 2 and get out of here with no more damage done. So we'll see if McCutchen can at least get that runner in from third. Tomlinson was still only 1 out. Angels bullpen is working. That's Cam Bedrosian, son of a former Giant. We're in the 5th. 4-0 Giants. Big swing of the night, one of the big swings, I would argue, of the year for the Giants. Mac Williamson, his first major league game of 2018, a monster home run to right center.
Well, I mean, everybody was into his story. I mean, it caught the imagination of all the Giants fans. And here, with his first night up, he hits an opposite field 2-run homer, justifying the expectation.
That is a strike. It's 0-2.
And I doubt if you're going to see him smile a whole lot. I mean, you know, he's really had to do something extraordinary because he kind of fell out of favor with the Giants. He reinvented himself, and now he's come in and he walked in that clubhouse today like he belonged here. That's how he feels, and he proved it tonight.
Oh, 2. McCutchen's got to bear down here, and he takes the breaking ball down and in. 1-2.
But you know, he's got a long way to go, obviously. His 2 at-bats, he struck out, he's homered. But it's how he homered. It's the location of the pitch that he had and what he did with it. That's what's going to get everybody excited in that Giants dugout. And it doesn't take much. One igniter can set the whole bunch on fire.
You got Jackson at first here, Tomlinson at third, now 1 out. 1 ball, 2 strike count to Andrew McCutchen. The pitch. McCutchen, it's a high fly ball left field. Upton is back. Upton at the wall. It is gone. A towering home run, and maybe you're right. 3-run shot for McCutchen. It is 7-0 Giants.
Scioscia making the walk out. That'll be the last pitch that Heaney throws tonight. I think all of McCutchen's home runs this year have been hitting 2 strike counts. He's got that compact power. He just drops the head on it right there, middle in above the knees, and he knew it.
I think he knew it, but maybe wondering, did I get a little under it? No. Over the reach of Justin Upton. Mac Williamson has ignited the Giants. 6 runs are in. A 2-run homer by Mac Williamson got it started. Andrew McCutchen with a towering 3-run home run to make it 7-0 Giants. Knock Andrew Heaney, the starter, out of the game in 4 1/3 innings. He is gone. And Cam Bedrosian, for his 10th appearance of the year, comes in, the right-hander, out of the Angels bullpen.
Take a look at the numbers for him in 9 games. 5.87 ERA, 11 hits and 7 2/3. He's got a good fastball. It's going to go low to mid 90s and a hard slider with good tilt. He's a short arm, high 3/4 release, so he's got pretty good tilt on the breaking ball, and that's a strikeout pitch.
Here's Posey to face the new right-hander. Ball 1. Buster, who's 0 for 2, lined out his first time up. Well, I can't remember what your exact words were, Mike, but sometimes it only takes one to ignite the whole thing.
One igniter to light the fire.
And who knows? It's 1 inning. It's 1 turn around the lineup, but well, 1 swing has totally changed the feel of this game and this offense.
This is the Giants' 19th game. The previous 18, 10 times they've scored 1 run or less. So the significance of that swing of the bat is beyond the norm. And excuse us if we get excited about it, but we've all been waiting for the Giants to have something like that happen to them.
The last time a team had scored 1 or 0 10 times in the first 18 games, that team was 0-18, the Orioles, in 1988. They hadn't won a game. I mean, if your offense is not doing anything that consistently, the Giants won 7 games. Is one way to look at this season. That, you know, they've found a way to win 7 games without offense so many nights. Now they get Jeff Samardzija back, Johnny Cueto's back, Will Smith is on his way back.
Pins are out of the hand of Madison Bumgarner.
3-1 to Buster. He fouls one back out of play.
Thinking that Bumgarner may be back a couple weeks earlier than expected. So, I mean, just a lot of good things are happening on this road, despite the fact that they're 2-4 on the road trip. 2-5.
Yeah, we've lost track. We've had off days. We've been in 3 different cities.
It's just starting to blend together, Bob.
2-5. You win this game, you're 3-5. You feeling good. Posey reaches for a 3-2 pitch and grounds it to second. That's out number 2. And the 9th hitter of the inning comes up for the Giants. It's Evan Longoria.
You know, and there are certain stories that capture the imagination of the players. When they start rooting for a guy, when they're impressed with what a guy's doing, it makes them better. It elevates their game. We saw it last year when Cody Bellinger with the Dodgers came in, didn't start the year with the team, and he wound up hitting 39 home runs. He energized that club. So it can happen with a young player where everybody around them elevates because of the energy that he brings.
One strike to count to Longoria. He struck out twice against Heaney. Hits that one on 1 hop to third. Valbuena throws him out, and the side is retired. But I would say that's one of the best innings of the year for the Giants. First, that swing. Mac Williamson in the big leagues for the first time this year crushed one. And Andrew McCutchen, his 3-run home run, the exclamation point, 7-0 Giants. beautiful scene from out beyond center field. The big A in Anaheim, but it's been all Giants. 3 home runs. Nick Hundley, Andrew McCutchen, and Mac Williamson called up today, tearing apart AAA, the PCL, and so far so good in this interleague game. Mac Williamson with a booming 2-run homer that got the Giants started. A 6-run 5th inning, and they lead 7-0. Dave Fleming, Mike Krukow here from Anaheim. Dwayne Kuiper will be back for the final 3 innings on the TV side. And then here we got another story tonight. On the mound, Jeff Samardzija. That was pitch number 55, 4 shutout innings against the highest scoring team in the American League. Samardzija's been good.
And I think what's been really good has been his command.
That one was close, but called a ball.
You come to expect it. When we saw him last year, he had that amazing strikeout walk ratio. Struck out 205 guys and walked 35, I think. But tonight, he hasn't looked rusty at all. And to his credit, I mean, he's avoided the long inning, the stressful inning. I mean, that's where you feel it when you're starting to build strength in your arm. You feel it when you get into a 25-pitch inning.
2-1 pitch. That's 3-1 to Andrelton Simmons. This is the bottom third of the order for the Angels.
Well, and he's got a 7-0 lead, so he should just groove this one right here and say, here, hit it.
He did throw a strike, 91-mile-an-hour fastball.
Now, you mentioned this is a confident offense, so when you come here and you play the Angels, if you have a big inning, I mean, you're not going to rest on it. You're going to say, we need to score more. They're not an easy team to put away.
3-2. Fouled off. It was fun talking to Samardzija this week as he approached his debut off the rehab start. Just to hear how excited he was to get back out there. He does end up walking Simmons. He won't be real excited about that.
Fastball up and away, just perhaps a bit high and a bit outside. It's what you want as a pitcher, but I think Mark Ripperger, the plate umpire, called it correctly.
Here's Cole Calhoun. This is down, ball 1. And basically, Samardzija was telling us, this is the first time he has ever really had any sort of arm injury all these years of pitching. He's such a good natural athlete and was never overworked. He grew up in a cold weather state, played football. There goes Simmons running down 7-0, which is something. You got to be sure you're going to get there, and he did without a throw.
Well, I mean, right now with a 7-0 lead, that's the last thing Samardzija's thinking about. He walked the guy, perhaps his mechanics a little bit different than innings before. When you're getting yourself back into shape, it's not just about throwing pitches. It's a matter of sitting down, quieting down, getting back up again. And the challenge here is there was a long top of the 5th inning for Samardzija, just sitting there on the bench.
I would think that would be a challenge. That's ball 2.
And it has definitely affected him. It's another rhythm too. When you're in the National League, you're used to hitting as a pitcher. The DH here, you just go in between innings and have a seat.
Two-1. Now it's 2-2 with the foul ball.
Well, we found out from Samardzija in talking about the conversations we've had with him this last week. He's not a good DL guy. And when he was given the green light that he could go back out there and pitch, he was like a little boy saying, "Okay, you can go play."
And his exact words weren't this, but it was basically like, well, why would I, if I can now, okay, I can throw 80 pitches, why would I do that in the minor leagues? Why wouldn't I just do that here? And he's been excellent tonight. Misses badly with that one. It's a full count, 3-2. This is going to test him, though, after that long wait.
Well, he's really being deliberate with the high leg kick, trying to make sure that he's gathered on that back leg. Keep that front side closed as long as he can.
That's ball 4.
And really, that's all this is. The long wait. Nick Hundley's going to go out there and pump him up. Once Hundley got about halfway, well, you might as well take the rest of the mound visit. Kurt Young calling down to the Giants bullpen. Look, they'd love to see him qualify for a win and get through this 5th inning. But, as I said earlier, they're going to protect him. Guy's coming back, and he's been pretty good. He's got 50 pitches now. Suddenly he has a 25-30 pitch inning. That's when he's exposed.
He's not missing by much with a lot of these pitches. Reyes Moronta is getting loose now. So we'll see if Samardzija can figure out a way to get the 3 outs here in the 5th. Maldonado just waved at that one. It's 1-1. And the thing is, this is the bottom of the order. So you've walked 2. This is the 9th place hitter, and you got the big boys starting to line up next. So even though it's a 7-run lead for the Giants, you said it, against this lineup, still a long way to go in this game.
One thing we saw Samardzija do a lot, though, last year in these situations when he had a chance to pitch for a ground ball, he could get it.
Strike 2 swinging. Now Maldonado definitely a double play candidate if he hits it on the ground. He's the catcher. Giants have been one of the best teams at turning ground balls into outs, turning double plays. Maldonado got impatient. A 6-run top of the 5th for the Giants with 2 home runs, accounting for 5 of the 6 runs. But the Angels threatening to get back in this game. 1-2. Struck him out swinging.
For a strikeout for Samardzija, all of his strikeouts have been swing and miss strike 3s. Here goes below the zone. Maldonado chases. I don't think Maldonado's picking him up at all. He had 3 swing throughs in the same at bat.
Good time for that 4th strikeout. Now Ian Kinsler, who has hit the ball hard to center field. It was caught and walked. Kinsler, a guy who hasn't been healthy early in the season, kind of getting back in the groove. Takes a strike.
It's one of the best fastballs he's thrown. That was 2-seam movement at 94. That started off the plate away and then came back into the strike zone. And I don't think Kinsler's seen movement like that in either of his previous at bats.
Here's his 0-1. Kind of buzzed him at 94. He did tell us that in his rehab start for San Jose, 1st inning, I mean, he gave up a grand slam in the 1st inning. He was just kind of easing his way back into it, and by the time he finished, he was throwing much harder. A little different scenario here tonight, obviously.
Well, I can tell you one thing. There was one guy that he faced in that game that was burning up the telephone wires after the game. The guy who hit the grand slam off him. When you're an A-ball and you face a big league pitcher on a rehab and you take him deep, that is credibility. It goes right on your resume.
2-1 to Kinsler. Mike Trout is on deck. That one hit to center field. In the ballpark, Jackson. Out number 2, Simmons tagging. He'll go to third. So now you got to get through Mike Trout.
Well, one thing we were impressed with the very first time we saw Trout, his rookie year, and I remember the game because Ryan Vogelsong was pitching. And at the time, Ryan Vogelsong could spot his fastball as good as anybody in baseball. And he wore this guy out inside the first at bat. The next at bat, he came in, and he adjusted his swing, and he hit a bullet to right center field. And I never forgot that. And it's just the ability to make adjustments for a young player in a game. Now, years later, he's obviously made good on that reputation. But that's one of his strengths. And the point being, he's seen Samardzija twice, and he has a plan now. He knows the speed on his fastball. He knows the movement on it. He knows the break on his breaking ball. He knows what pitches he's getting over. He's going to have a plan where he's going to zero in on a speed and the side of the plate here.
2 on, 2 out. That curve misses. Justin Upton is out on deck. And this has been the highest stress inning for Samardzija of the night. Probably, no matter what happens here, his final inning of the game. 3-0. Do they give him one more hitter if he loses Trout?
Yeah, they will. But that'll be it. If he can't get Trout, he'll get one more shot, I believe.
That's ball 4. And that one was close. None of those pitches missed by much. Maybe the third one did, but Bochy's coming out, and this is a quick walk from Bochy.
Quick walk usually means he's going to give him a chance to stay in.
I think that's true. Give him the little pep talk. Hey, can you get one more guy? Yeah, you could read Samardzija's lips there. I'm fine. I think you also want to hear from the guy that there's no discomfort that's causing the wildness.
Well, they don't believe a word he says. You ask Samardzija, how you doing? He could have 2 compound fractures in his throwing arm, and he'd say, I'm good.
It was funny when he was telling us about how kind of his first time being hurt. And you know what? Now I probably do have to get a little more treatment. Maybe I'll actually have to go in the training room every once in a while. I mean, he's not been a guy who's done much of that.
But when he's between the lines, he's a football player playing baseball.
For sure.
I mean, that's his mentality.
So he gets one more guy here, trying to get through Justin Upton with the bases loaded and 2 down. Giants ahead 7-0. Upton 0 for 2. He hits that one to left field and deep. Mac Williamson is under it on the warning track to make the catch. And Upton just missed one. Samardzija can take a deep breath. Welcome back, Jeff. 7-0 Giants.
And on the 28th, the first 25,000 fans will receive a Brandon Crawford Gold Glove Gnome presented by AAA to commemorate the 3rd straight gold gloves that Crawford has received. Go to sfgiants.com for tickets.
Giants with a 7-0 lead in the 6th inning. And by the way, I think it's always worth reminding our fans with that doubleheader coming up. Well, 2 things now. Number one, if you had tickets to that Friday, April 6th game that was rained out, postponed, your tickets are good for the 1:05 game on Saturday. Nick Hundley on the first pitch to center field. That is out number 1. And then the 28th tickets apply to the 7:05 game. And now the game on Sunday, the 29th, is going to be 2:05, not 1:05, pushed back an hour with the doubleheader the day before.
That time had to be agreed to by both teams, but they're just giving the players a little bit longer to sleep in after playing the doubleheader. Bruce Bochy had asked if they could push the Sunday game back to 4 o'clock, but it was not agreed upon. So 2 o'clock was a mutual agreement. I think it's a good idea.
Now here's the man of the night, Mac Williamson, against a right-hander this time, Cam Bedrosian, who tried a slider and missed up for ball 1. His previous at-bat feels like one of the biggest at-bats of the year for the Giants. An offense looking for a boost, and they got it. Hits that one back to Bedrosian. That's not going to happen every time. 2 down. This was in the 5th inning. Got himself into a 3-1 count and did this.
Low fastball outside corner for Andrew Heaney, and he takes it out over the right center field wall at 114 miles per hour. And immediately brought life to that dugout.
You think everybody was excited about that swing? 2 down for Gorkis Hernandez. Giants scored 6 runs in that 5th inning. Highest scoring inning for the Giants this year. And I could not believe this, but Liam Conley passed along the note to us. Giants never had a 6-run inning last year.
Wow. So that is significant in a lot of ways.
That's the highest scoring inning in more than a full season.
I shouldn't be surprised by that.
Last year was not a good offensive year for the Giants, but still. It's a swing according to Country Joe. 0-2. Gorkis, who got the 2nd rally started for the Giants with a bunt hit. Not this time to Kinsler for out number 3. Quick inning for the Giants, middle of the 6th. And I think the Giants are going to bring in Moronta from the bullpen. They lead 7-0. Sixth inning here in Anaheim. Time for our Jeep play, and we take you back to June 14th, 1997 here in Anaheim. Interleague play, and Rich Aurelia, the first grand slam in the history of interleague play in Major League Baseball. It was the second interleague series for the Giants. Remember, you guys started in Texas against the Rangers, then came here. Our Jeep play brought to you by the new 2019 Jeep Cherokee. Rich Aurelia, first interleague grand slam.
He's a good player.
New pitcher for the Giants is the right-hander Reyes Moronta. So Margie goes 5 in his season debut. Albert Pujols takes a strike at 97 from the kid.
Take a look at the numbers. 10 strikeouts in 9 innings, 10 base runners. Hard thrower. You'll see mid to high 90s. Kind of a slurvy breaking ball.
Got him to chase. 0-2. I would imagine for Reyes Moronta getting to face Albert Pujols.
Oh, are you kidding?
Pretty big deal.
One of the greatest Latin players to ever play. One of the greatest players to ever play, period. Albert Pujols. And if you're a young Latin pitcher and you get a chance to play against an iconic figure like Pujols, you bet your heart's pumping.
Pujols, very defensive swing, fouled it off. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did Darryl Hamilton have the first interleague hit ever? I think the Giants played. Didn't we play the first interleague game? It was a day game in Arlington, Texas.
I think it was Darryl Hamilton.
I think Darryl Hamilton, the late Darryl Hamilton, led off with a base hit. Slider for a ball. Anyway, good memories of Rich Aurelia's grand slam here in Anaheim. That was JT Snow's homecoming. Pujols pops it up. Pretty good slider from Moronta for out number 1.
Well, that's his key. Right now, he's got some inconsistency with that breaking ball. There are certain nights when he throws it, it's very quick. And then there's other nights when it's almost like he throws it too hard, and he throws it so hard it doesn't have time to break. So being able to find some consistency with that breaking ball, I mean, that's going to determine how high up the ladder in that bullpen he can go.
Consistency with that pitch means a pretty high rung on the ladder, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's got the fastball. He's got the look. I mean, he's a spooky at bat.
Luis Valbuena takes a strike at 96. If he's going to really be a 9th inning pitcher someday, he might need an act. He doesn't have an act yet.
Yeah, I mean, I shoot an arrow in the sky or something.
Yeah.
Well, and he's also going to need another pitch. He's going to need a third speed, a split, or a circle change. And those are things that he'll learn up here.
He'll need an entrance song if he ever makes it to the 9th inning.
And that's the goal for every bullpenner.
Did you read the Joe Posnanski piece this week on MLB.com?
I did. Was it a good one?
It was a good one. Yeah, his are always good.
Always.
He talked about the history of closer entrance music, and he traced the first closer who ever had a song to play him into a game was Sparky Lyle with the Yankees, and it was Pomp and Circumstance, which I had forgotten.
I had a chance to play with him in Philadelphia. Boy, what a fresh breath of air he was.
He did not like Pomp and Circumstance. They used it for a year plus. He finally begged them to stop using it. I mean, just think about being at a high school graduation. That's Pomp and Circumstance. A little different than Hell's Bells. That slider was hellacious, and he struck out Valbuena.
That's a good one. When I first got to, it was spring training in 1982, as we take a look at the kill pitch. Nice, quick, good tilt. And Sparky Lyle came into camp, and it would eventually be his last camp. I mean, he was towards the end of his career, but he had a few extra pounds on him. So I'm in the training room one day getting something, and he comes in there and he goes, "Let me show you something. Here's how you can lose weight real quick." I go, "What do you mean?"
Ohtani takes the ball.
He unzips his jersey. They were zipper fronts, the Phillies were. He pulls up his undershirt, and he takes the athletic tape and he tapes up his belly button. And then he pulls his shirt down, zips it back up, says, okay, I'm looking good now.
Oh, yeah. Great diet. Otani retired. What an inning for Reyes Moronta. Kipe will come back and join Mike here on the television side through 6. 7-0 Giants.
Easy to access your favorite entertainment at home and on the go. Xfinity, the future of awesome. And Austin Slater is, like Mac Williamson, another great offensive story coming out of Sacramento. In 8 games, he's hit .433, 13 for 30, but of those 13 hits, 7 doubles and 2 triples. Very impressive last year, and he got sidelined due to an injury, but really a good-looking player and a good hitter. And that is our Xfinity Future Focus. Here it is 7-0 Giants. We're in the top of the 7th inning, and once again, here's my old pal Dwayne Kipe.
Alrighty, I think we have a new pitcher. I was not paying attention. Blake Parker. I was going to say, it sure looks like Blake Parker.
Well,
that's who it is.
I think you make a good point. Take a look at the numbers. 10th time he's come in. 11 hits, 5 walks, and 8 1/3. He's got a little 90 sinking fastball. A little unusual setup. And in the end, I mean, you look at the way he sets up, you think you're going to see a side armor or submarine guy, but he is right over the top. And because of that, he's got an acute break on that curveball that he has. It's a 12-6 break, and he's also got a split. That
in the dirt.
Was a big league scud.
I can't tell you, Mike, the last time I saw 2 hitters not bunting for a sacrifice, but bunting for a hit, go back to back with base hits.
Well, I think it caught the Angels by surprise.
Foul back.
Blake Parker out of the University of Arkansas. Big guy, 6'3", 225. See him set that split finger fastball in his hand before he puts it in his glove. Does that for a reason. It's a great tip for young kids.
Pulled foul.
A lot of times when you fix a pitch in your hand, sometimes it's a knuckle curve or a spike curve or a split or a fork ball. You kind of have to jam your hand onto the ball, and it could cause your glove to wiggle. So what guys do, they prefix the grip in their hands. So he can go back in and keep that grip and throw that pitch, or he can go to a fastball or another pitch, and he won't tip because he doesn't wiggle to set those pitches.
Down the right field line. Foul. If that's a fair ball, it's caught. That's how close to the line Calhoun is playing.
Well, Kelby Tomlinson's got the reputation for being a right field hitter. There's a ball dude with a boiler. I think our ball dude's been in really pretty good shape this year.
There's the other one. And another 1-2 pitch. And another foul ball. So 7 pitches into the at bat, and we got a battle between Parker and Tomlinson. And Tomlinson did a good job of holding up. It's 2-2. Giants with a big number in the 5th. And it's something that we haven't seen a lot of this year. Shot past Valbuena down the left field line. It'll roll around in that corner, and Tomlinson's got a double.
Well, the 9th pitch of the at bat, he hangs a breaking ball, and Tomlinson, who has got a very compact swing in the protect mode, lines a 1-hopper right by Valbuena. Now they've been playing Tomlinson over towards the left center field gap with his speed, an easy double. He was thinking maybe 3 bags when he was going around getting close to second. Nice 2-strike at bat.
So here's Jackson. Jackson had a base hit in that 5th inning. Giants had 5 hits in that inning. 2 of them were bunts and 2 left the park. The other was the hit by Jackson. Right there for a strike to even the count. Joe Panic on deck. Swinging a high foul. It's 1-2.
Parker trying to get the strikeout with nobody out, runner at second. If you're Austin Jackson, you have to avoid the strikeout. Very least, you need a productive out.
Here's the 1-2 in the dirt.
I mean, for Blake Parker, I mean, that's a lot of motion to get ready. It takes him a while to get into the set position. It's almost like he's doing calisthenics out there before every pitch.
That big body.
Big bend. Now he'll come start his motion. He comes way over the head. Back up, back down.
Well, it worked that time. Well, Grant Brisbee and Therese Vignol, they're going to bring you a fresh take on this game and other games and games throughout the season on the Giants Outsiders on NBC Sports Bay Area after postgame live on every 7 p.m. night game broadcast on NBC Sports Bay Area. Here's Joe Panic. Swing. There it is.
Giants have good speed with Tomlinson at second base. Good arms in the outfield for the Angels. Really strong arms in left and right. Talked about Mike Trout in center field. He's compact and quick with his delivery, and he can make up for his arm strength. About average. And a guy with an average arm, I mean, if you learn to be quick, you can be just as effective as a guy who takes a long time to wind up, who's got a really strong arm.
Look out, almost hit Panic on a bounce. It's 2 balls and a strike. It was Heaney and then Bedrosian and now Parker. Three and one.
Just a bit outside. If you classify what type of pitcher Parker is, I mean, he's a strikeout fly ball guy. Maldonado tried to frame that. That was a nice job catching that pitch.
Yep.
I mean, he really gave Parker a real good chance to get that call, just the way it was received.
See if Panic gets something to hit. He does, and he strokes it into center field. But Trout moving over towards the gap will make the catch. And here's McCutchen. McCutchen hit a high, very high, towering fly ball that for a while it looked like Upton was going to catch it, and then he just ran out of room.
And like every other home run he's hit this year, it came in a 2-strike count.
So here he is. With Tomlinson at second and a strike, and it's 0-1.
That's the split, and now it's a good one. I mean, the guy sets that grip in his hand. It's in the back of the line. You know he's going to throw. You don't expect to see the first pitch.
Nope. Well, this is where McCutchen wants to be.
In a 2-strike count.
Yeah.
But Parker, nice split to get strike one. Then he zipped him with a fastball. So a nice 2-pitch combination to gain the quick 0-2 advantage.
Hit to right, but standing there is Calhoun, and that'll end the inning. Simmons is going to lead things off.
Changing 27 laws and policies while investigating more than $10 billion in public money. If you have a tip, contact NBC Bay Area at 1-888-996-TIPS or visit NBCBayArea.com/we investigate. NBC Bay Area, we change laws, we change lives, we investigate. Yep, they're feeling their orange and black tonight. Dressed appropriately. It's cool off.
So Maranta goes back out. He will face Andrelton Simmons here in the bottom of the 7th. Simmons lined out and walked. And he takes a strike. Calhoun, Maldonado. Up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Maranta has been groomed as a middle guy, and they have no problem leaving him out there for a couple of innings. If you're going to be responsible for 50 innings, you have to have about 50 pitches of strength in your arm. For him, not a problem. Go 2 or 3 innings are those with that amount if you have easy innings. Innings 15 pitches or less.
So it's 3-1. Three and 2. Samardzija got away with 3 walks in the 5th, and when Upton hit the ball to left, I thought it was gone.
So did Samardzija. So did Upton. Just a bit underneath it.
On the ground sharply to Panic. The Giants snuck 1 ball from the humidor in Arizona, and that's the ball that Samardzija threw to Upton.
Well, this is the one you're talking about. And we thought the sound, and we had everything, the look, and then all of a sudden in the end, it didn't even hardly get to the warning track.
Samardzija went down to his knees when contact was made.
Oh, he's thinking that ball's out in San Jose. And a rehab
Calhoun.
started in San Jose, and first inning, the guy in A-ball hit a grand slam against him.
Buster Posey to Maranta. Buster, look, he's a catcher, right? So he's involved in every play. And all of a sudden you're standing at first and you haven't had anything the whole game, and now bam, you got a ground ball. And I'm sure that it's hard for him to be in that spot. Watch Samardzija when contact was made.
He's thinking 4 earnings, I'm out of the game. Because Bruce Bochy told him, this is your last hitter.
These guys are laughing at him. He said, I tricked you guys, huh? You fell for that? Here's Maldonado.
He is a great teammate. He gets what the clubhouse is all about. And he's not afraid to enjoy baseball either.
Maldonado is 0 for 2. And he's now behind in the count. 0 and 2. Up high.
Yeah, I think that was the design of the pitch.
And the 1-2. Here it is. 2-2. Just game one of this 3-game series. Derek Holland tomorrow night against Garrett Richards. No, says Joe West.
I always thought that catchers got a little more leniency from umpires. Kind of, they're in the same fraternity, the squatting fraternity.
I agree. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I am too. I think they earned that right. So they get a little bit more extension on check swings than every. It's just a theory I have. I can't prove it.
And that's tap foul. So it remains 3-2. We're in the bottom of the 7th. So he pitched number 25 for Reyes Maranta. And Maldonado was all over that 97-mile-an-hour fastball. He followed straight back. Three and two. Popped him up. Tomlinson coming in. So 6 up, 6 down for Maranta. And it's 7-0 Giants. Moment this season. Get Giants home screen icons, features such as MLB.tv, Game of the Day, pitch tracking, and a whole lot more. Download MLB at Bat today. Seven nothing Giants. Noe Ramirez is the new pitcher.
Take a look at what he has done in 10 games. He's a workhorse, 13 strikeouts in 9 2/3 innings. He's a bit unusual. Why, you say? Well, he's a sidearmer that has some velocity. His fastball up, be up in the low 90s. Big sweeping slider and a changeup. Off to a good start this year. He's had a good month.
And he's facing Buster Posey. Buster with a healthy rip. lined out to right field. Calhoun made a nice catch in the first, then he's rolled out twice.
Ramirez, very similar arm action to that of Corey Guerin.
Rolls this one to short. Simmons will take his time. Wow. Longoria is 0 for 3. No balls and 1 strike. And this is driven to left and hit well. Upton on the move. It's over his head. And it bounces up against the wall. And Longoria's got a double.
You know, as we're learning Longoria's swing, the one thing that jumps off the page when you watch him throw the bat head is just how quick his hands are. We've seen him just trigger pitches on the inside part of the plate with bent arms where you have to have good hand strength to get to the pitch. Well, here, this ball's down and away, and watch him fire the bat head, boom. I mean, he doesn't have all of his lower body into it. Most of that bat speed is generated by that bat head throw. I mean, Brian Sabian calls it bat strength, and that's a great example of what that means. And you get that when you've got strong hands.
Here's Hundley. Hundley homered, walked, and hit a fly ball to center. And he takes a ball 1-0. We're in the 8th inning here. Officially, Angels Stadium of Anaheim. Two and 0. Williamson on deck. And the pitch. Swinging a shot to left, and that's a base hit. Longoria is going to score easily, and Hundley's got a double.
It's a 2-hit night for Hundley, a home run, a double, a walk. He was officially the unluckiest hitter in the National League West for much of the start of the season, and now they're starting to fall. That's just a hanger from Ramirez. He's not going to like that one. And right there to gather it up, Hundley, they cheated on the defensive position. They took away the gap in left center, gave him the line, and he just hits away from the defense.
So here's Mac Williamson. And he takes a strike. Big guy with an upright stance. And the one thing he looks relaxed. Does not look like he's gripping the bat where you got sawdust coming out the bottom of it. 0-2.
Well, he starts with his hands low. That was one big adjustment. The other one was the leg hitch. I mean, he'll lift that front leg up at times, you know, pretty high. And it changed his angle with the bat as it comes into the hitting area. Took the flatness out of it, got some lift.
Slowly to Simmons. And yes, Pujols stays on the bat.
And the big swing of the bat for the Giants came in the 5th inning off of the bat of Mac Williamson. Just got into town today, called it from Sacramento, and he responds in a very impressive way. And that was really the alarm clock going off in the Giants dugout.
Here's Gorkis Hernandez. On that ground ball, Hundley went to third. Again, a little up, but Gorkis chose not to swing at it.
Pierce Johnson heating up the Giants bullpen.
Outside. And the 1-2. Here it is. And that'll do it. Giants pick up a run in back-to-back doubles. Longoria, Hundley. Bottom of the 8th coming up. 8-0 Giants.
Seven games, 0-1, but a 1.00 ERA, 9 innings pitched, just 3 hits allowed, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. He has been very good, a 4-pitch pitcher with low to high 90s velocity on the fastball, 2 types of movement. Samardzija, a debut start for Jeff Samardzija tonight. How did he do? Well, he did great. 4 strikeouts. He got 1 in the first inning on Mike Trout on a curveball. Then it was just a matter of mixing up location, speed, and he kind of ran the Angels through all of his repertoire of pitches. And in the end, he walked off with 5 shutout innings. He'll be happy about 4 walks, but he'll be happy about allowing just 2 hits in 5 innings to this club.
So here's Kinsler. Kinsler is 0 for 2. Back is Jackson. Jackson will put it away. That's the 3rd time Kinsler has hit a ball to Jackson, where Jackson has caught it. And here's Trout. Trout has been on base twice. A single and a walk and a strikeout. And a breaking ball for a strike.
Good one.
He hits one high and deep to left, and gone. It's his 7th of the year, and it's 8-1.
Talked about this guy's strength middle in.
He's got a chance to be pretty good.
Well, I guess you're right. I mean, watch the pitch. I mean, that is right there at the belt, maybe off the plate inside. And just lightning to get the bat head on that location. And there aren't that many guys that can do that. He is scary on the inside pitch. I mean, he's scary, period, but that was an impressive swing of the bat.
Here's Upton, who takes low.
Let's watch the elbow. Does he get extension? He does not. It doesn't matter because he's just so strong upper body, and the hip strength and the body that he uses to get himself in position to use his hands. It's perfect. Compact power.
I'm going to take a peek, Mike, just to see how tall he is. What do you think?
I'd say
5'11", 6 foot?
I'd say 6 foot. 210, 220.
We used to say that the perfect hitter's build is Jeff Bagwell. And Trout's built a little bit like Bagwell, except Trout's taller.
He's a running back playing baseball. I mean, that's how he's built.
Yeah, they have him for 6'2". But I don't think he's got long arms, so you got to be careful when you pitch him in. Panic's going to have to charge like a shortstop, which he was for a long time, and he throws out Upton. And here's Pujols.
Well, that's a play that he doesn't get very often.
No, he doesn't get that angle of a throw very often. That's right. But he was drafted out of college as a shortstop.
All right, let's take a look. Comes straight in. Now here's the angle that we don't see him get a whole lot, and he just sort of side slings it like a shortstop off the right foot.
It is. It's a much easier angle if you get a slow one in second. Pujols takes low.
This ball has some funky movement on it. Hits the cut of the grass right there as it heads out.
Center field, Jackson going back, still back, and it one hops the wall. And Pujols has got a hit, and now he needs 9 more for 3,000.
On the right center field, we've got the Pujols meter. And they'll take the 0 off, put up a 1. On what will be a Hall of Fame career. One of the most remarkable hitters in the history of the game. And I think really this swing of the bat kind of defines what he's all about. I mean, balance to the middle of the field. And Pujols will be out of the game. That's Jeffrey Marte, who's coming in to pinch run for him.
So Marte is at second with 2 outs.
I think it's pretty special in baseball when they put the numbers up on the wall and guys are getting the milestones.
Yeah, bringing it closer.
Home runs, hits, And for Pujols, I mean, he's had 400 home run, 500th milestone, 600th home run milestone, and now the big one, the 3,000th hit.
Healthy rip, but it is 1-2. Out of play, stays at 1-2. Cubs beat the Rockies soundly tonight. They beat them 16-5.
I mean, just the significance of Pujols' accomplishments, and he's 9 hits away from being in the club where you have 600 home runs and 3,000. There's only one other guy who's ever done that, and that's Alex Rodriguez. I mean, that just tells you the combination of power and the ability to hit for average at an elite level.
Fall back. Kershaw gave up 9 hits in 7 innings and 4 runs tonight. That game is not over. The Nationals are leading the Dodgers 4-2. And the pitch. High. 2,991. See the doubles, he ties the hammer. Out of play. So that's what he was called at our house when we were kids.
Hank Aaron,
The hammer.
he was the hammer, affectionately called the hammer.
The hammer.
You had a lot of guys to root for in Milwaukee on that team.
Yeah, it was hard to pick.
Eddie Matthews, Joe Adcock, Johnny Logan.
And in the end, Johnson strikes out Valbuena, who tosses helmet and bat, and it's 8-1 Giants.
For Giants pregame live before Game 2 of this series. We'll be back with you on NBC Bay Area and the Giants Television Network next Friday night at 7 for the Giants as they take on the Dodgers from AT&T as the Giants come home and start their homestand. Actually, they started Monday. Day off Thursday, then they start the weekend series. There you go. So you say, who's pitching tomorrow night? Well, it's going to be Derek Holland for the Giants, and for these Angels, it's going to be the right-hander Garrett Richards, who's got electric stuff.
Here's Tomlinson, who's 2 for 2. He's been on base 3 times. He's done a nice job at short tonight in place of Brandon Crawford. By the way, we should, and maybe you and Dave mentioned it, as there's Luke Bard, that it's Belt's birthday today, Brandon Belt. You and Dave, I'm sure, mentioned a lot of things. Did you mention that?
No.
See?
Yeah, way to bring that up. Luke Bard, big right-hander, 6'3", 200-pounder. He's a Rule 5 guy.
High and fouling out of play.
Bard out of Georgia Tech. Got a good fastball, low to mid-90s with it. Couple 2 types of movement, 2 and 4 seam, a slider and a changeup.
Two and 1 to Tomlinson. And it's 2 and 2. We were in Bruce Bochy's office, and he was talking about Belt, and he goes, you know what? It's his birthday. Maybe I should play him. And then he asked us, he said, hey, can you find out somebody that can let me know what Belt's numbers are on his birthday? Slowly hit to Marte, and he will flip it to Bard for the out. And he said, yeah, we got Danny Peterson who can do that. And I text him the numbers just to make the manager feel better about his decision.
Yeah.
0 for 11 with 6 strikeouts. Belt on his birthday.
Well, then that's a good day to take off.
He just had a feeling.
You know, for a lot of guys, I could figure out as to why that would be the case, but you know, Brandon Belt, he's not a party guy. He's pretty clean liver.
It would be the day after his birthday where you would.
Yeah, but he's just not. You know, he's not a guy that would bang himself up.
If I recall, our generation and some of our teammates, they really didn't have to have a birthday to go out at night.
Well, I think that's true of every generation. By the way, what's the date today?
I'm not sure. 20th?
Yep.
It's Glenn Kuiper's birthday today.
420. Well, happy birthday, Glenn Kuiper.
Yeah, I mean, when your little brother's creeping up to 50, you're old. Swinging a foul back. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And how is Glenn celebrating his birthday? Well, A's are playing the Red Sox, and the Red Sox, the last I looked, were leading the A's 7-3.
See, you need to find out what the A's record is on Glenn's birthday.
Got him.
That's a good slider. I can see why the Angels Rule 5 to Luke Bard.
That is a good slider.
I mean, that is just a hard, explosive, straight down see it. That is a hat trick for Austin Jackson.
Joe Panic would like to come up with a hit. That would make his night a little nicer.
It would save it.
And he takes low. Padres ended up beating the D-backs 4-1. Arizona's got a lot of magic, but they didn't have it tonight. Tyson Ross had a no-hitter going into the 8th inning.
I'll tell you what, though, the new Chase Field is a hit if you're a pitcher.
Be 2 or 3 no-hitters there this year.
Could happen. Big story coming out of Arizona for the Giants was the new humidor that the D-backs are using. And that ballpark is nowhere near as lively as it has been in the past.
Now back to Panic, 1-2. Well, the one in Denver wasn't working today, 16-5. But all the other humidors around the league look like they did a nice job tonight. The natural humidor.
Well, the Mother Nature humidor, where it's 38 degrees at first pitch, it slows the offense down.
Panic stays alive.
Conditions here tonight just absolutely spectacular.
Very nice.
Beautiful day in Southern California.
Low and away to Joe Panic. There's a story for you, Mike. The Cardinals beat the Reds 4-2, but that's not the story. One of the guys that went to your school, Calpot, Bud Norris, 5 saves. Remember we spotted him about 4 or 5 years ago as a possible closer?
Yeah. At the time he was a starter, but Norris, Cal Poly.
I think he was with the Astros when we ran into him and said, hey, I think he'd be a good closer. Three and 2 to Panic. Panic gets hit on a 3-2 pitch.
Looks like I got him in the right ankle. See, there's so much macho between home plate and first base when you get hit. Guys just refusing to give a pitcher the satisfaction of how hard it hurts by not rubbing it. But right now, I mean, this, I don't know how he does it. That's right there at the cut of the knee. And he is not going to rub it.
Here's Sandoval. Joe's still talking to himself. Sandoval trying to say, take that for Joe Panic, and he follows it back.
And you were a no-rub guy. I mean, I don't know how you do it. It's me, I'm doing snow angels in the dirt around home plate.
I think I spent half my time going down the line trying to figure out if the guy did it on purpose or not. 0-2.
Well, did you ever think he was not?
Yeah, I always had a pretty good idea whether the guy was or he wasn't. A lot it had to do is if he was looking at you when he released the ball.
That's a pretty good indicator. But you know, you could deke a hitter doing that. You could look at him and then throw a little slider in the outside corner.
That's right. Sandoval got a piece, held on, and that'll end the inning. Bottom of the ninth coming up.
Pitcher now for Bruce Bochy is going to be the left-hander, Josh Osich. Take a look at his numbers. And he's kind of got into a little bit of a funk of late, trying to work his way through it. 8 strikeouts, 0 7 1/3. Stuff's been good for the most part. So he'll try and get the last 3 outs of this one. And he'll face Shohei Ohtani, who the Giants have done a pretty good job with tonight.
And into right field on the first pitch. Osich, he can't get past that first pitch.
That's what he's thinking. So it winds up being a 2-hit night for Shohei Ohtani.
So here's Simmons. Simmons 0 for 2. Osich, the 4th Giants pitcher. Samardzija started, Maranta, Johnson, and now Osich. I mean, this is where when you're a reliever, you just don't want to have a car wreck.
Well, you don't want to have the bullpen get up.
Get out to right. Hernandez puts it away.
You don't want to have him get up. You don't want to have him get in.
So here's Calhoun. Calhoun is 0 for 2. And he swings and misses.
One thing about Cole Calhoun, he loves that first pitch. If you look at the media guide, tell a little bit about a guy's life. From Arizona, went to Arizona State. His dad was a bull rider.
Well, if he's built like his dad, I can see it.
Yeah, well, I think Cole Calhoun, when he's done playing, he might try that, the way he's built.
He is put together. Foul on a play. He also takes a healthy cut.
It wasn't that long ago. I think it was a couple years ago. We had a bunch of bull riders at the ballpark enjoying a ball game at AT&T. And you talk about guys who are in shape.
Yeah.
I guess you have to be.
Look at it.
And they weren't tall guys.
Two and two with 1 out. Up the middle. Tomlinson's got it. He will stick on the bag. Double play. And that's the ball game. And Calhoun could not have hit that ball any harder than when he just did. So game 1 of the series, it goes to the Giants. And it goes to Jeff Samardzija, who pitched a very nice 5 innings, and then he had the bullpen wrap it up.
Well, he's going to be happy with the outcome. And, you know, he did do one thing that you have to do when you're getting ready, is pitch 4 innings, and then he had a long top of the 5th where he was sitting down a long time, got up, and it affected him a little bit in that inning. He got through it. Good night for Samardzija. Good night for Mac Williamson.
All right, Giants win it And we're going to have more. We're going to have an interview when we come back.